Chains by Boss. Chains by Boss is now the official sponsor of the Cowboy Up podcast. If you need your custom cowboy chains, you go to Chains by Boss. You can find them on any of your social media. You can find them on TikTok, Chains by Boss on TikTok. You can find them also on Instagram, Chains by Boss, and you can also find them on Facebook. Chains by Boss will deliver the hottest new cowboy chains for you, and we recognize them as our official Cowboy Podcast sponsor. Thanks. And always, Dallas Cowboys for life. Peace. The Cowboy Up podcast would love to welcome Vosqueros Gang as our official sponsor of the Cowboy Up podcast. Vosqueros Gang has all your custom stickers, your custom towels, your custom tumblers, anything you need to represent your team, such as those Dallas Cowboys or even those hated San Francisco 49ers. Vosqueros Gangs have you. You can find them on all social media, especially Instagram and TikTok. The Cowboy Up podcast welcomes Vosqueros Gang as our official sponsor of the show. As always, Dallas Cowboys for life. Peace.
Check it out.
From Stop 6, Texas, it's the big fella. It's Dallas Cowboy Chris. And from the 915, El Paso, Texas, it's 21, Armando 21. And from the capital city of Texas, Austin, the Hill Country, is our man, Retrofit Sports. It's Rue. And from the great state of Arizona, he's Mikey 520.
Stephen A. Smith will admit this team right here is legit, cause this is our year. This is our year. No wonder they be hating, cause this is our year. This is our year. This is our year. It's time to finish this fight, cause this is our year. The name of the game is win, we them Cowboys. First down, second down, we them Cowboys. Third down, touchdown, we them Cowboys. Everybody over here be some Cowboys. We be die hard, we be die hard, we be that blue.
With this Niners offense. 3rd and 6, and Purdy throwing to Debo, brings it in, across midfield, stays on his feet, Samuel to the 37-yard line. Man coverage, Debo. Prescott steps up, throws it down the sideline towards Devontae Turpin, it's intercepted. Prescott was getting rushed as he threw, and in the back, Jair Brown comes up with the pick. For the Cowboys from the 1. Elliott the back. And Elliott works inside for the touchdown. Touchdown number 2 on the season for Ezekiel Elliott, and Dallas takes the lead. Started under center, walked back to shotgun and throw across. Here goes Kittle on the run. George Kittle inside the 10. Kittle to the pylon. What a run! He is marked just short. George Kittle took off. They marked him out of bounds. A gain of 43, longest of the year. 1st and goal. It is Garindo inside to the end zone. San Francisco takes the lead. Elevated to the spot this year. 3rd and 4. Prescott moves the pocket, throws on the run. Sideline! Going up to grab it. Is he inbounds? Yamador Lenore ruled inbounds. A spectacular interception by Lenore.
The catch was definitely clean.
3rd and goal. We're into a motion. The blitz comes. Purdy gets it up. They can't rally here. 3rd and goal. Purdy trying to sneak it inside. In for the touchdown. Second and goal. Prescott to CeeDee Lamb. Got free coming across. Nobody with him. And Dallas stays alive with a touchdown. Fantastic finishes all around the league. Prescott end zone shot at CeeDee for a touchdown. And the Cowboys are alive. CeeDee left. Prescott got to roll, got to put it up top. Double coverage, contact, no flag, incomplete. Intent.
Yep. And that's how it ended. Give me a second, guys. I'm gonna fix this real quick. Can y'all hear me? Can y'all hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you. We can hear you loud and clear, Bubba.
Hey, I'm sorry.
Thank you for letting us relive that. Thank you.
Hey, real quick, man. Y'all know what the day is, man. It is Tuesday, man, and welcome to the Cowboy Podcast. Hey, man, let me introduce the players today, man. On my right, man, is my man from the 915 El Paso, Cholo Town, man. It's 21, Armando 21.
What's up, big fella? As Mikey said, thank you for letting us relive that again. But hey, we here, man. Another one, man. Another one. I think we got a lot to say though today, man. It's gonna be a good one today.
All right. And man, from the south side of he just bounced out. Well, when he get back, we'll introduce him again. And from the 915, I'm sorry, from Arizona, the great state of Arizona. It's my man. That's Mike 520. What's up, Mike?
Trick or treat. Not a treat. No motherfucking treat. Let's get this rolled on the show.
All right, man. And then, there he's back, man. Also from the Hill Country, man, the capital city of Austin, man. The number 6 ranked team in the country, man. It's our man, Retrofit Sports. Hook'em. What's up, Rue?
Oh, man, it is what it is. Just going through the motions. It's just another week. It's just another week of what we've been seeing. So it's just something we got to dig a little deeper into because there's a lot to talk about, and it's one of those deals where it's like, God damn, man, something's got to give.
Yeah, I feel you, fam. And always, man, our special guest, man, our 5th, 6th member, 7th, 8th member. I think he can get all of them, man. It's our man, Cowboy Corner. What's up, Mike?
What's going on, you guys? Thanks for having me. Thank you for sharing the link. Rue's bouncing in and out.
Yeah, we all having technical difficulties, man. On after a game with a bunch of technical difficulties.
There you go. I was about to say the way the show's going, it's like the way the game was going, right?
Exactly.
Nah, even our internet got hit by Fred Warner.
Yeah, so currently, man, I'm just doing it from my phone, man. I'm still working on the computer part. So hey, man, we're gonna do this like this, man. Everybody saw I did the recap. I know we didn't want to see it. Me and 21 saw that shit in person, and it wasn't fun then. It ain't fun now. Man, once again, I know Rue had the monologue today, but he's going in and out. So. Corner, you're our guest today, man. If you want to kick it off where you got a good 3 to 5 minute monologue and you can rock and roll. And then if Rue connects, Rue can do his. All right. So Corner, you go ahead.
Yeah, man, listen. Jerry Jones got real tough on the radio, and the media put Dalvin Cook on the field single-handedly by what happened with Jerry Jones. That's the only reason why Dalvin Cook got called up. And then they try to sell us the BS that Dowdle was sick. No. What happened was Derrick Henry this, Derrick Henry that. Here's Dalvin Cook. And Dalvin Cook got 6 carries for 12 yards. Zeke got like 12 double for 34 yards, and the running game was still non-existent. You go get your butt whipped like you did against the Lions. You go into a bye week. 0 fires, 0 moves. What did you expect was going to happen if you didn't address the running game? Parsons didn't come back from health. Bland didn't come back from health. What did you expect was going to happen? It's the definition of insanity. You put the same exact lineup that the Lions demolished and said, we're going to go in San Fran and we're going to go beat these guys. If they thought that, they should all be fired right now. All of them should all be fired right now. What we saw was bad coaching, bad quarterback play. Again, not stopping the defense. We have Donald Wilson. We got aluminum steel. Terrence Aluminum, I mean. We got Donald Wilson looking like bulk. Like it's all like happening at once. And what did we expect moving forward? You just can't plug and play rookies as if they're going to go in there and just go be all pro rookies. No, you just can't go trade for Trey Lance when you wasted that 4th round pick. Hindsight's 2020. We wanted to see what we got. We didn't get nothing. So then we go do all that, and you don't get a running back. You don't fix the running back situation. You don't fix the running back situation the year before that because you wanted to draft the feel-good story. It all ties into this. It all ties into this. You missed on Calvin Joseph, so now we got this guy signed from a practice squad that's getting torched, number 27. I'll just call him Armani because that's his first name. Getting torched. Horrible. Because you missed on Boss Man Fat. If you're going to build through the draft, you have to hit on every player. The Dallas Cowboys did not hit on every player. They did not go into free agency and take care of the positions that we took. They just thought that they could just lose Biotish, lose Armstrong, lose Stephon Gilmore, lose all these guys, and just be fine. And just be fine. And they're not just fine, right? We got horrible play. And then on top of that, I pounded my fist on the table all summer. You cannot extend Dak Prescott before the season. You cannot extend Prescott before the season. Guys, on the Cowboy Up podcast, what did they do? They extended this dude hours before kickoff, before we went into the dog pound in Cleveland. And now we got big-headed. Oh, did you see the way Zeke was running? Did you see the defense? Did you see Dak Prescott? Did you see us against good teams? Because we haven't beat a good team yet. And we're going to the Falcons. There's no guarantee we're going to beat the Falcons, the Eagles, the Texans. There's more disaster to come. And it's the incompetence of the Dallas Cowboys. It's the incompetence of the GM. Mike McCarthy's play calling is outdated. It's 2010 playbook in 2024. 14 years, nothing has evolved, and this is where you're at. Then, on top of all this, a 9-year veteran, $60 million, highest paid player in the game. They showed a clip of Dak Prescott's feet on TV, talking about his happy feet. And then they're like, during the bye week, they wanted to work on Dak Prescott's footwork. Well, guess what? It didn't work because the son of a gun threw 2 awful picks. 2 disgusting, irresponsible, $60 million interceptions, $30 million apiece. And for what? Because they asked Jerry, did you sign Dak Prescott? Did you sign Dak Prescott to make the fans happy? And Jerry Jones looked at that reporter and said, yes, I did. So I hope you guys who wanted Dak Prescott signed are happy, because this is what you're going to get for 4-5 more years. And on top of that, we got this quarterback that's on the books next year, accounting for $90 million. Dak Prescott will be on the books for $90 million. $40 million was already paid in the last contract. Now he's going to get the $40 million on this contract. And there's nothing you can do with that $40 million that's he's already been paid. It's on the books. So guess what happens next year? You sign CD, you sign Dak. That's a lot of cap. Don't expect anybody to be signed next free agency because you guys wanted Dak Prescott signed. And I'm not saying the Cowboy Up podcast. We know guys on the Cowboy Up
podcast. But they're not going to do anything in free agency, regardless. Even if we have the cap, just face that. Like this front office doesn't work that way. Hi, Rue.
Rue, are you good to go, Rue?
I think he still got to take.
We'll find out in about 5 fucking minutes, man. It keeps booting me out. I don't know what the hell's going on.
Well, Rue, while we got you, let me get your.
I don't know what's going on.
While we got you,
I caught some of what you said, Corner.
It's your monologue, boo.
Start on the game as a whole. We're talking about everything.
Do your monologue. What you were assigned to do
first
today,
and foremost. All right, well, fuck it. First and foremost, Sarah Jane, this message is to you. I need you to go get that man that.
Yeah. Well, we lost Rue again, so
I promise I'm not doing this. I promise it's not me. I promise, I'm not doing this. I promise, Rue.
Hey, first
of all, I roll my eyes.
Audience, I'm sorry, we're having crazy difficulties today, but man, let's just get started in this show. Let's get started. So, me and 21, we were at the game, and let's start from the beginning, man. What went down in San Francisco, man? The first half, the Cowboys was hanging in there. They were doing things, but of course, they scored the first touchdown with Zeke's first rushing touchdown this season. Okay, they had a nice little drive, impressive. Okay, the defense was literally hanging in there the first half. All right, but then towards the end of the second quarter, when they had opportunities to go up 14-3, and once again, as Mike has said many times. The Cowboys get conservative once they get over the 50 because they know they got Brandon Aubrey. Of course, you know what they did. They kicked the field goal. We go in halftime. It was 10-6 at halftime, I believe, right? So get out of halftime, and after that, for a whole third quarter and maybe 5 minutes in the fourth quarter, the Dallas Cowboys decided they didn't want to play football. And it was the most disgusting display of coaching, also quarterback play. Oh, he's not, because the big fella has defended number 4, but quarterback play. I said our offensive line currently is atrocious. It is atrocious. And then on the defensive line, I'm just going in general because everybody gonna get their own little monologue today. And in general, the defensive line in the second half just getting blown off the ball like it's nothing. And I don't understand why my defensive coaches decides to match up Kittle with a linebacker or even Debo with Kendricks. I still can't figure that one out. How is a linebacker running down the field with Debo Samuels? But hey, we're going to keep going. So, and in the fourth quarter, I call it garbage time. It was garbage time. The Niners quit playing. And if anybody talking up, hey, we almost won that game, we didn't almost win that game. The Niners stopped playing in that game. That's what happened, okay? Because we were there. We saw it. I know y'all saw the TV version, but in the stadium version, because 21 can attest to this, the Cowboy fans was all down in the mezzanine having a family reunion because we was happy to see each other. We wasn't in the stands because that's how terrible It was. So hey, man,
Embarrassing.
that's my 2 cents on it. 21, man. What you think about this game, brother?
I'm with you. You saw me the first half. The first half we was in there. We was high fiving. We was sticking around, But the whole game just felt like it was just too close, you know. Uh, Once halftime came, and then I figured, okay, they're gonna come out. We're gonna make some adjustments on defense. Things are gonna start, taking a turn for somebody, and it wasn't for us. We just came out flat. I saw nothing. We talk about this non-existent run game. We saw Dowdle come down with the illness. So who knows what that was about. I mean, it was flat. And again, we get stat patent that right stat patent Dak. Here we go. We get Dak in the fourth quarter, and you know picks up his stats, and it was looking good. I'm not, we had a chance. And it's just again, I feel like it's bad throws were made. There was one throw that should have been that was on Turpin that should have been caught. It was in his hands. But besides that, the throws were most of the throws. I know everybody wanted a flag on the last play. That ball was not even catchable. That was like 5 yards behind him. It's just this quarterback play is getting bad. Dak is regressing. There's no progress. There's no progress. There's regress. That's what I see. And it's tough. It's tough. Big shout out to Corner, and he called out. On Twitter, and he opened up the applications for the Dak haters, and I signed up. I said, is there room for one more? Because I I don't know what's going on, man. This regression is bad. You try to defend this man, and he's just you see that face on camera, that face they put up when he's just, and once you see that face, shit, I put that face because it's a wrap. Yep. Once you see that, it's a wrap. But it was tough. It was tough. Like the big fella said, after the third quarter, everybody was kind of like, yeah, it's a wrap. Everybody went to the mezzanine. We were all just in there taking pictures, trying to watch from the TVs, and then slowly and surely they made that little comeback. But it was tough.
Yeah. All right, Mikey, baby, tell us how. I know you watched it at a different angle, and hey, the next day I listened to all your WhatsApp rants.
Well,
So give it to us, Mikey. Give it
well,
to
so
us.
I watched it on TV, and there was hope. That's the problem with this team and this game and how I felt. You felt good about Mike Zimmer's adjustments, putting five guys on the line, saying, "Oh shit, we're gonna stop this run." And it was good to see the adjustment. And we stopped it as much. But the thing is, they outsmarted themselves with somebody that's smarter than them. Because yes, it worked for a couple of drives. Yes, we held them to field goals. But after that, they rested on those laurels. And what is the Mike Tyson line? Everybody got a plan until they get punched in the fucking mouth. And that's what happened here. I give them props because we are playing with a mass unit, and that mass unit came out and played. They needed a favor from the offense and the offensive play caller. And as much as we'll talk about that third quarter, the first 5 minutes of that third quarter, let's talk about our play calling and our offensive play calling and our archaic offense. It's sad when you see it against a great offense. It's sad. You said something. How is Debo Samuels matched up with Kendricks? You know why? Because the genius that is Shanahan put him in the backfield like a running back. And then he spread all the wide receivers. So all the DBs took the DBs, but they didn't account for dropping. But I don't think Donovan Wilson is ass, and Malik Hooker is ass. And if you think he's the good, then you're fucking ass. Anyway, but that's how you get the matchup, and that's how they outsmarted our adjustment, but we never adjusted to the adjustments. Not on offense, not on defense. You got to give credit to our defense for playing their ass off because they did keep us in this game as much as we thought we were in this game. Because it's not just shit on the Cowboys all the time because of what kind of defense we're playing. The first 5 fucking minutes of the third quarter, we lost that game. By getting cute with that little kickoff that cost us because there's a zone where that ball has to drop. So if they try to squib kick it, it has to hit the 20. And if not, and this is where we try to get cute, outsmarted ourselves and shot us at ourselves in the foot, the Niners started on the fucking 40. And then they realized they got Donovan Wilson. George Kittle is being covered by Donovan Wilson. Donovan Wilson can't cover shit. He's just a big. Roy Williams, the safety, is a better fucking coverage guy than Donovan Wilson. I'm sick of fucking Donovan Wilson and Malik Hooker, considering we got Marquise Bell and fucking Wanye Thomas back there. I want to see them there. But George Kittle ate them for lunch. You saw what happened. Boom, 7 points. So 13-10.
Yeah.
Then we come back, and this is when we need our $60,000 million fucking quarterback to be the difference in every goddamn game. This is the difference we need. Like, he ain't got no brains, none. He knows the fucking difference. And to force that fucking ball, knowing the stakes, knowing the position on the field, knowing the stakes of the game, how much we don't have. It's not about winning the game sometimes, but doing things not to lose the fucking game. That first interception, he's trying. He didn't get to step into it. You got to give Bosa credit. Yes, I give credit to great player because he's a great player. Plus, he's being guarded by Terrence Aluminum. That's the other interception. But that interception in itself, considering momentum, considering that we were controlling the game before that in those first 5 minutes, giving that ball away at that part of the field and at that juncture of the game, we lost the game right there. And I think you guys all felt it. You guys, all the little confidence you had, bet you there was a glimmer of hope in all of you. At halftime, like, you guys were giggling. You guys had a goddamn ceremony before the game. You were in your goddamn honeymoon. I'm sorry, Mom, though, if you guys were sharing a hotel with them. I'm really sorry, bro. Continental breakfast. And can you, Cowboy Corner, can you tell me the difference between these two guys? What's the difference?
You eat one when you're hungry, and the other one just goes in the trash.
No, one has nuts.
One holding it is nuts.
One has nuts. One has huevos. One has nuts. And we folded like a banquet chair, man. But the thing that fucking pisses me off the most is this is our biggest rival. Like we said, this game was different than the other games, but you know what? Exact same outcome. But is there a feeling inside of you guys that we could have won this fucking game? In any way, shape, or form. Is there a feeling inside you? Because there's a feeling inside of me. Considering everything, yes, I was pissed, and you heard everything I said because you could hear me say it. Was there anything?
I mean, yes.
Take it.
You had 3 minutes and 30 seconds left, down one touchdown.
There you go, Rue. There you go, Rue. Your strongest point of this team is your offense, because your defense is decimated by injury, and your defense is really what kept you in this game. Mind you, you look at the stat sheet, 223 yards on the ground, it's glaring. But the fact is, we were 4 of 12 on third down. Our offense was abysmal as a whole. It was absolutely ridiculous what you were seeing out of Dak Prescott. And, whether the O-line did what it did or not, this guy is a guy who's been known to move. And if I remember correctly, the second pick, he's doing one of his favorite things to do.
Roll out. You get picked off on the fucking sideline. I mean, at the end of the day, 3 minutes, 30 seconds left on the clock. This is why I hate Mike McCarthy. This is why Mike McCarthy should be fired. There's no way Mike McCarthy should come back to Dallas after Atlanta. There's no way that this man should be coaching this team anymore. He's obviously lost it. He's obviously lost this team. And the fact is, you had time to run. You had all 3 timeouts. And the fact is, you're only going to be up 1 if you get this touchdown in the extra point. You're only up 1. So they only need a field goal. So the fact of the matter is, you should be draining this thing all the way down to where there's less than a minute left to begin with. What do? 3 straight passes. And of course, on 3rd down, when you really, it's like you're in 4-down territory anyway, regardless of what we do. You decide to throw a fade on the sideline to Kevontae Turpin, the smallest receiver that you have on this roster. Like, did we forget how good Ferguson looked going down the seam? Why haven't I seen that all fucking season? Why am I seeing Ferguson run swing routes and shit like he's fucking running a 4.3 40? Explain to me how that makes any goddamn sense. This whole thing was a travesty. And then, of course, you have the 4th down that just looked like absolute dog shit. The whole thing just falls apart. And then you just give them the ball back, and the game's over. The game's over.
Stays on his feet. Samuel.
Yeah.
But at
I'm
the
sorry,
same time,
Rube. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Rube.
well, to what Corner said earlier about our depth at running at cornerback, we got the cornerbacks. It's not that we missed on Calvin Joseph. We hit on Kalen Carson. We've hit on Deron Bland, but
You
they're
really
not
think you
available
hit on Kalen Carson?
for now. He's a starter. And what is Deron Bland? Small potatoes? I didn't hear Jordan Lewis's name all night.
I mean, this game came down to the fact that we can't cover George Kittle. Once again, we had 50 Cent looking like a whole dollar out there, and Ricky Pearson. I mean, it wasn't a crazy day, but he came up when it mattered. And
that end around was genius.
I'm just saying,
genius.
They used him the way it needed to be done. And when you look at this coaching staff, man, it's pretty clear that we're not getting anything out of it. There's nothing coming out of this offense that there should be. This offense was averaging 30-plus points a game last season. 30-plus points a game. We've only cracked 30 once, and it's against the dumpster fire Browns. It's absolutely horrible what's happening in this team. And it's very clear to me they don't care about winning. And I know that because of the bullshit that happened with Rico fucking Dowdle. Why do I have Zeke
bullshit
and Dalvin Cook in my backfield? Why? They're basically the same guy. If you were really trying to change it up and bring him out, why not run him with Rico, the only running back in this backfield that has given you any sort of production whatsoever? The only one. The only time I want to see Ezekiel Elliott on the field is on that play that we had in the first quarter in the second quarter when we scored our first touchdown, and he's running it in from the 1 yard line. That's the only time I want to see Ezekiel Elliott.
But we were running the ball effectively.
I don't even need him to do that.
They were running the ball effectively in the second quarter. They stopped running it.
You're only saying that because this was the first time in 92 carries that Ezekiel Elliott
I'm talking about they were running it
effectively.
They had 50 yards rushing by half. By the second half, they went away from it just the way. And I'm doubling down on what you talk about usually. I'm not trying to interrupt you to say that you're completely wrong. No, I'm doubling down on what you say all the time. They were actually running it effectively. Don't get it twisted. Rico should have been in this goddamn game. If Rico went out all night on a coke binge and drank and they didn't let him play, that's another thing. But he looked fucking fine to me. But they had 50 yards rushing by the half. What the fuck happened to the run game in the second half?
It was
Mike
only
McCarthy. It's
effective.
Mike McCarthy. Root talked about it all year. Mike McCarthy is not a run guy.
And I'm doubling down on what you say, bro.
He wants to continue this. I mean these little swing passes, and it's just and my thing is you're going to the smallest receiver on your team. It's when you have other options. I mean, I don't know.
I want Rue to finish what he was saying. Go ahead, Rue. Finish what you were saying, bro.
Listen, my whole thing about this entire team right now, I'm just mad because this all could have been avoided. And it's because of the lackadaisical nature of this fucking front office. And it starts from the top down. And honestly, the more and more I think about what you said after the playoff game, Chris, the more and more I'm like, you were right from the fucking beginning. Mike McCarthy should have never made it past Lambeau or past Green Bay after that loss in the playoffs. He should have never made it past that moment right then and there. Because that just shows you the most you're ever going to get out of this guy to put a whole season together. It is never going to come to fruition for Mike McCarthy. This was never the coach that should have been hired for this roster. Nobody else was clamoring for Mike McCarthy, and I guarantee you, once he's gone, nobody's going to be clamoring for him again. This will be it.
On that
he
note,
will not coach again.
On that note, Rue, on that exact note, I'm gonna segue to something. Did we retain the wrong guy? Because the other guy is flourishing somewhere else. I'm gonna ask everybody. Obviously we yes, but was the special sauce the whole time Q? Was Q the special sauce?
No, man. And let me debut that right now, because everybody here, I don't know how Mike felt about this. Mike can chime in about himself. But when Dan Quinn left at the end of the season, not one of us shedded a tear. Not one of us say, "Damn, I wish we would have kept Dan Quinn." Not one of us, because his performances also in the playoffs. So to answer your question, for me, as I remember, none of us wanted to keep. We just like, all right, man, he's gone. But I thought after the Green Bay game, all their ass should have been fired. I said that. I said all of them should have been gone, because dude, there's no way you got that record, you at home, and you let a team come in there, as Rue would love to. He tells the youngest fucking team ever in the playoffs, and they come in there and they embarrass your ass in Dallas. They ass should have been fired, because to me, Jerry Jones, you've seen it with Jason Garrett for 10 years, what it takes not to get past a certain point. And he's still doing the same fucking thing. He's letting his coaching staff get away with absolutely mediocrity. Okay? Mediocrity. And then he backs it up by not supporting them with fucking players. So to answer your question, Mike, no, we didn't let the wrong person get away.
And just real quick, to talk about what you said about the Zeke thing and how they could have kept running him. My whole thing is, it should have never been him to begin with. I never wanted him in the backfield.
I agree.
From the jump. Like, there's no way in hell you're going to convince me after what I've seen this season that Rico's not better than him right now. I don't know how you don't have the balls as a coach to be like, I don't care if you knocked on daddy's door or not. You shouldn't be in the roster, and I'm not going to fucking play you. This is the NFL. I'm not calling in no fucking chit or no favor. It's bullshit.
I agree.
They don't give a
1,000%.
shit about winning. They don't.
I was excited to see Rico. I think all of us were.
So 21, answer that question that Mikey had, man. Did we retain the wrong person?
No, I think we all knew that the writing was on the wall for Dan Quinn, but we also kept the wrong guy in keeping either one, right? We should have just let both of them go, because that after that playoff game, it's just this team is downhill after that. It's like it's tough to watch now. We used to enjoy it, and now it's like shit. What are we gonna see now? Now like Corner said earlier is don't expect to win in Atlanta, because Atlanta ain't no bums.
We was talking about that too. So, Corner, that's a good segue to you, man. So let's answer Mikey's question, man. Did we retain the wrong person, in your opinion?
No. Letting Mike McCarthy should have been fired. Dan Quinn should have been gone. We should have had a restart when it came to coaches.
With management, right? Yep.
What's working for Dan Quinn is he was smart enough to go get Cliff Kingsbury, the former head coach of the Cardinals.
All right, real quick on that. How would we look with Dan Quinn and Cliff Kingsbury?
Probably a lot better than this. Like I said, that playbook, that's a washed up 14-year-old non-updated playbook. No software gets plugged into that for updates. That's iPhone 1 over there.
Yeah. But, I don't want, I mean, honestly, Mikey, I appreciate the question, but, to me, we're more on the Commanders than anything. I want to stick to this Niner game. So this is another issue, man, that drove me crazy. Watching the game in that third quarter, when Dak threw that pass on the sideline, the interception, dude. Every I think it's 62 strands of dreads I have on my head, I wanted to fucking pull out, because in the end zone where we were sitting, you can see the whole fucking play develop, right? There was absolutely nobody open. No one. Okay? So I'm thinking either he's going to run or he's going to throw this bitch away. And when he threw that ball to CD with a DB in front of CD, I'm thinking, man, there's no high school quarterback, there's no college quarterback would ever make that fucking play. Ever. I don't care if you got Megatron. I don't care if you got Tony Gonzalez. I don't care. The biggest receiver you ever had in your life was not going to make a play to make that pass. And I thought that was the worst. And when he did that, and when they were inside the 20 and they scored touchdown, boom, 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 I said, this game is fucking over. Because in the third quarter, our offense, they decide, oh, we're gonna run on first down, and we're gonna dink the ball off to like 3 yards a play. Oh, we're gonna punt the ball because our defense has been playing well. Well, our defense is on the rocks now. They were on the rocks because after that first touchdown, after there, the whole stadium changed. 21 can attest to it. Everything changed, dude. It was the quietest I ever seen the Niners. They were, dude. They were like, oh, damn, our offense can't get going. Well, it always take a spark, huh? So our offense gave their offense a spark by these asinine plays and asinine play calling. And back on the Rico, I'm glad y'all keep bringing this Rico shit up. I wish the Cowboys make up their fucking mind. Are you going to play the kid or you not? And if you're not going to play him, cut him. That's all I got to say, man. That whole third quarter, it just itched at me, bro. It itched at me. And whatever they did in the fourth quarter, to me, was irrelevant. Because you let the Niners, who was a limping fucking dog in Santa Clara, come and bite you in the ass because you are in to do. Mike McCarthy can actually coach a fucking football team. And then since he can't coach, it lets his $16 million fucking quarterback look even worse. Because he played like shit too. Go ahead, Corner.
Look, you're absolutely right. But tell me a game against a good team where Dak looked good.
The Steelers.
Did you say the Steelers?
They're 6-2.
He said
they're 6-2.
How many picks he throw in that game?
2.
Did he win that game?
He won.
How many picks he throw in that game? You're telling me he
win the
looked good in that game?
Winning's in the quarterback.
You're telling me he looked good in that game?
Winning is
or did he have
stat.
one good drive in that game?
The last one, the one where he won the damn game.
Fuck out of here,
that
bro.
counts.
That's his best drive.
Like as much as we could shit on this whole game, They still had a shot.
Against a Justin Fields-led Steelers team.
Right.
Come
Exactly.
on, man.
TJ
I
Watt.
broke all this down on my talking
Hey,
crazy.
dude.
I knew they were
the
going to beat
record
the
is their
Steelers.
record, just like our record is our record.
Let's see how
Like it
long
or
that
not,
lasts.
they're 6-2.
You think so? The Steelers, you think they're going to go to the playoffs and make noise?
They'll go to the playoffs. I don't think they'll make noise.
Okay. All right. Now, Dak Prescott hasn't looked good for a really long time. And to pick up what we talked about last week when that guy came in, Javier, the defense with Dan Quinn's defense helped this offense out many times again. You go back to the Raiders game. You go back to the Broncos game. You go back to the Chiefs game. There's many games that we can go back to that we can reference. He ain't that good. But we overlook what this defense and these special teams were able to do, and that was bail out Dak Prescott. He's a 4th-round pick. Sure, the market is what it is, but they should have waited to sign the guy. And when you guys had y'all's top 10 players before the season started, and I said Dak Prescott is not a top 10 player on this team, I still mean that.
Well, Mike, on that one, I respectfully disagree. I think he is a top 10 player, but just the way you said that, you got to think about this roster. So you saying there's 10 players on the Cowboys roster that's actually better than Dak Prescott at this time? I don't think so, because our roster fucking sucks, Mike. You know that, okay? So only one on the offensive side of the ball, the two on the offensive side of the ball is Tyler Smith and CeeDee Lamb that I would put ahead of him. And then on defense, can you name somebody other than Micah Parsons that's better than Dak Prescott? So I can't say that Dak Prescott a top 10 player on the Cowboys. I wouldn't say that.
No. He hurts this team more than he helps it. A top 10 talent doesn't hurt this team more than he helps it. Dak Prescott hurts this team more than he helps it.
Now, lately, I have no rebuttal. I can't say you are wrong. I cannot say it, Mike. I'm one of those, man. Hey, when I'm wrong, I'm wrong. Okay. But what I'm saying about this, okay, is as a leader of the team, he is the best quarterback on the team. Okay. And I still say, Mike, he has no fucking help. And I'm not just saying as players. I mean, the coaching staff is not fucking helping him either. Okay, they're not happening, Mike. And Mike, if you disagree with that, I don't know where to go from that. But do you think Mike McCarthy is even helping Dak Prescott?
Mike McCarthy has said time and time again, I got to get Dak in rhythm. I have to get Prescott in rhythm. I have to get Dak Prescott. Mike McCarthy dummied down this offense to help Dak Prescott. How much more can we dummy down an offense for Prescott? Sure, he doesn't have a running back to help him. Anybody with a conscience knows Dak Prescott needs a lot of stuff perfect for him to be really good. And Dak Prescott doesn't have a running game. But when we're talking about a 9-year vet, and he has to work on his footwork because he's bouncing around too much in the pocket, where are we going? How much more can you help Dak Prescott? We've gave him Amari. We gave him CeeDee Lamb. We gave him a lot of weapons on this offense. They were number one for a long time, and Dak Prescott went to the playoffs and still managed to fuck it up. How much help can you give him? How much more help can you give Dak?
All right.
Because now he's the highest paid. It's time for him to elevate somebody instead of Amari Cooper, instead of CeeDee Lamb, instead of Prime Zeke elevating him. He don't have that no more. It's time for him to step up to that plate.
He's right.
And go and knock a home run instead of knocking interceptions.
All right, Rue, what you think?
At this point, I'm really at blow it up. Because from what I'm looking at, we actually have some stuff where you could, and it's like you either double down on what you have and repeat the definition of insanity yet again, or we accept the fact that Dak's already signed, and this don't work if he don't have what he needs around him. And he's already here. He's not going anywhere. Man's got a no trade clause. He signed to a 4-year deal, and it's the most expensive one in the entire NFL. $60 million a year man. So the only thing that I can even think to do is you take those pieces that you have and let's make a move. That's the only way. It won't happen. It won't happen. But the fact is, for every piece that you need on this roster, you could unload everything that you have, tank for the rest of the freaking year, stack up draft picks, and hope for the best next season. This season is done. This season is over. I have no faith whatsoever. Even if they string a few wins together, honestly, I'd rather they didn't. I'd rather not finish 9-7, sneak into the playoffs, and lose in the wild card. I'd really rather not. I would honestly rather not, because that is the best you can hope to expect from this roster and from this team and from this coaching staff. That is the best you can really expect. If they did anything better than that, I will gladly eat crow, but I am not afraid to make any kind of bet. So while you're shaking your head, Mikey, if you'd like to double down on the bet you already lost, we can do this one too.
Hey, you don't miss Brandon Cooks. Bet you miss Brandon Cooks today.
I sure as fuck don't miss Brandon Cooks.
Hey,
Brandon
go
Cooks
ahead, Mondo,
zero
because you've been
difference.
quiet for a minute. I'll go
Zero
after you.
difference to this
Go ahead,
roster
go ahead, Mondo.
whatsoever.
I'm look, this man is here. He's gonna be the quarterback for the next 4 years. It's tough to watch right now, but I also agree with the big fella. This is the guy who's gonna give us the best chance at the quarterback spot right now. We need a move. We need some sort of move. Whether it's let Mike McCarthy go now. We need a shakeup. We need a shakeup. We need something to happen because it's tough and we need to show, as Mike said earlier, some huevos. Some nuts need to be shown somewhere. There's cut one of these running backs and figure out that situation needs to be figured out. It's tough to watch right now. It's tough to watch if we're gonna go into the playoffs and get one fucking win again and be known as that fucking one fucking playoff win team. It's just a cliche already for them Cowboys. It's tough. So there needs to be something done. I don't know what's gonna happen in this next game, but I wouldn't be surprised if that move is letting Mike McCarthy go in season.
Yeah. All right, Mikey, you wanted to go last? Go ahead.
Well, the thing is, it's really easy to throw away the baby with the bathwater, but it's still a fact of the matter that this is still early in the season as far as our chances. We're playing the guys in our division ahead of us are teams that we own, that Dak Prescott owns. We still have all these division games. I get it. We hate the version of football we're seeing. And it's easy for you young motherfuckers to throw away a season and wait for next season. Like I told Drew, I was like, my blood pressure is through the roof. I put my fucking body through shit. Next year is not promised to me. And every Cowboy game that I get is a gift or a curse for some of you. And there's still things that can be done. Are they going to happen? That's probably pipe dreaming. The arrogance of this front office, the arrogance of this play calling has me sick to my stomach. I'm still a Cowboy fan regardless, and I still want to put my best foot forward for this team, and thinking that our season in front of us is a bunch of division teams. After this gauntlet, then it's smooth sailing. I'm wishful thinking. Yes, I'm trying to be positive. We're players missing. That'd be one thing if we didn't have Mike on the field. And don't interrupt me and say, yes, we saw this with Micah. We don't have Mike on the field. We don't have D-Law on the field. We don't have Deron Bland. We don't have Kalen Carson. We don't have our full freaking spec of players. And I know Cooper Beebe is shitting on us, calling protectors. I know this. But we need to see what it looks like with our whole heap of players and a fucking move. Plus, playing a division that we've owned. that Dak Prescott has owned. He owned them with Garrett, and he's owned them with McCarthy. So we still got to see that play out. Last year, the Packers that beat us were in worse shape than us at this time. Last year, the Rams that took the fucking the Detroit Lions to the brink of one play were worse than we are right now. The football season is long. I get it that I'm pipe dreaming, and I got to fucking argue with you guys because this ain't the whole doom and gloom show, and there's still fucking weeks left in this season against opponents that we
You're always the pessimist and you're the optimist today.
I got to be. I fucking hate agreeing with you motherfuckers.
Mikey literally picked up his pom-poms. It's time to put them down, Girl Scout. Time to put them pom-poms down, Girl Scout.
I got to. I have to. Like I told Rue, it's easy for you young guys to let time pass and time pass while we still got a chance.
But you old guys should know better.
Rue, there
And
is
you know
a
what?
level of optimism in
that,
you, Rue,
that right there,
because
Mikey,
you
that
said
right there
earlier
is the
we
problem.
still had a chance with 3 minutes left. We did. When these guys that were out at the game were at the mezzanine, not even watching. It was such a disgrace. I'm so disappointed in you guys. But whatever. Make your fucking TikToks with those enemies. But like I said, we still had a chance with 3 minutes left. We still did. And yes, I know the fucking outcome. But I still got years in my life that are limited. And I want to see this fucking team try every fucking time they're on the fucking field. I don't want to be the fucking 76ers in the late fucking the 2010s, and this is the process, and we're demolishing this shit. We're the goddamn Dallas Cowboys.
Well,
first
of all, since you want to play with your jack-o'-lantern and everything, and you want to argue with us or be,
I've been talking to this jack-o'-lantern. He's smarter than y'all.
I know you want to be indifferent, and we wasn't making fucking TikTok videos at the fucking game. Look, say man, let me tell you, Mike. Apparently, we wasn't watching the same fucking game. Okay,
yeah,
like I said, those two fucking touchdowns in the fourth quarter of a dude was fucking irrelevant. Everybody knew the Niners stopped playing. You knew that, so don't think that we almost come back, because if we almost would have came back, okay, when you got over 2 minutes, all your timeouts,
Lloyd
and
Christmas,
you go
baby.
fucking 4 and out. You went 4 and out, bro. Not one of those plays was significant enough to even move the fucking ball. We didn't get a yard, bro. A yard. So any Cowboy fans thought about,
I get it. I'm just. It was just a part of the fucking the positivity that left that we have in this goddamn season, and I'm just not trying to.
Bro,
this is the point. This is the point. This is the point.
We're not talking about the rest of the season. We're talking about the fucking Niner game. Okay,
that's was talking about blowing it up. Rue was talking about blowing this bitch up. That's my rebuttal to that.
Well, that was Rue's opinion. My opinion is I'm talking about the fucking Niners. Okay, and it's depressing where we become the New York Giants to the Cowboys with the Giants. All of a sudden, we can't beat these motherfuckers, and it don't matter if they're a limping dog or not. Okay, so that's what I'm upset about. You know, we'll get to Atlanta. We'll get to the Commanders. You know, I know we got a long fucking. We got 10 more fucking games. Well, 11 more games to go. Okay, I'm not saying throw it in the towel, but you know, some of us have said it. It's cool. That's their opinion. Okay, but they're not gonna throw it in the towel because they're gonna hang on to their coach. Because hey, this is our opinion. He's gonna be our best opportunity. But you saw what he did the last 3 years, man. I think he's maxed out. Okay, so. You know, I'm not saying it's a doom and gloom. Well, it is a fucking doom and gloom because we lost to those fuckers again. Sick of the losing to them, bro. Go ahead, Rue. Go ahead. You was finna say something.
Man, my whole thing is this entire way of thinking, this bullshit of settling with this mediocrity that you get with this organization and how they conduct their business is why we're sitting here in the first place. You will never see success on this roster until they start making different decisions and doing what's best for their team and actually letting somebody else get the credit for once. Just hire a coach with some fucking balls. Like I would give
That's
just
not gonna
about
happen,
anything.
Rue. As long
I
as
would
that
give
old man
just
is
about Jesus fucking Christ. I would give just about anything for Ben Johnson on this fucking roster. I would give
that would be so awesome.
I would give just about anything for a young offensive minded head coach, guns a-blazing, come in here and make a change to this team. But it's never going to happen because my GM, owner, manager, decision maker is Jerry motherfucking Jones. And that's what I have to live with as a Cowboys fan. And really it's annoying to me because Dak Prescott does get a lot of the blame, and the fact is you can't defend him at all this season. He looks like absolute shit. The man's got 10 touchdowns, 8 interceptions if I'm not mistaken. But
Two touchdowns in the last three, two interceptions in the last 3 games.
He's the only quarterback since Troy. He's the only
6.
quarterback since Troy Aikman to throw multiple touchdowns in a single season, and it's only been 7 weeks or 8 weeks or whatever because we already had our bye. And the fact is, man, this team as a whole is a fucking problem. It's a problem. And what I don't really understand is why did we change so much with this offense when it worked last year? Everybody told me it was going to be better in year 2. I'm like, I can believe it. I can believe that the offense would still be successful. I could believe that the offense would still put up 30 fucking points. I could believe that because they just did it. And the fact is, not only did they just do it, they've really been doing it the last 3 seasons. That's how they won those 12 games because I hear all this credit that we give to the defense, and I truly do understand what we got from the defense last year. But if you really look at what our defense gave us, that really came in the beginning. As the season wore on, that speed didn't work much anymore in December and January.
Nope.
Defense looked a lot different. Defense was giving up a lot of points on the ground. A lot of yards, a lot of points on the ground. They couldn't stop the run. Mind you, I also remember that offense really struggling in the red zone. This whole thing is like full circle. Because for this team to work, everything has to work. And you see other teams that are successful where one thing doesn't work, the other thing covers the other. When the other thing doesn't work, the other thing covers the other one back. There's some give and take. The Chiefs don't look that great this year, but guess what? They're fucking undefeated, and it is what it is. They don't look that great this year. They don't look unbeatable to me, but the fact is they keep winning. And as much as the Eagles look like shit, those W's keep on stacking up. This roster, I can't get behind because this coach looks like he's completely lost the locker room. There's nothing behind this team. There's no dynamic. There's no real what's the fucking word I'm looking for?
Continuity.
There's no culture. There's no culture within this roster. Are we an offensive team? Are we a defensive team? Well, we know sure as shit with all these injuries, we're not a defensive team.
Hey,
so knowing what I know about this team, it's like it's got to be on the offense. But the offense cannot get anything going, and it doesn't make any fucking sense to me because it's just like it's supposed to be better in year 2. How did it get this much worse?
Mondo, speaking about culture, doesn't Rue look like the lead singer of La Mafia? He does.
All right. Yeah. Kiki. Anyway, my wife had this question on Sunday night when we got me and 21 had our show up on our own when we should have taped it because we had a lot to talk about. But my wife brought up a question, and because she came in, she said, "Did you ask my question?" I said, "Well, I'm gonna ask it now. I'm gonna ask the whole panel." Okay. She asked after the game, she says, because me and 21 was talking about Dak Prescott. And she says, does he have the ability to call audibles at the line of scrimmage or change a play, instead of running something that he knows that won't work? Now, I said, and me and 21 said, most NFL quarterbacks have that ability to call an audible at the line of scrimmage. Whether they do it or not, we don't know. So the question, I'm going to give it to Cowboy Corner first. Mike, do you think, and this is my wife's question, do you think Dak have the ability to check out of plays?
Yes, he does. Whenever the crowd's silent, when Dak Prescott's on the field, you'll hear him kill. He'll do his stuff. He'll call it whatever. But the problem is when Dak does that, sometimes it doesn't work because they fool Dak. And you fool Dak when you move your safeties around. That's all you have to do to fool Dak is move your safeties around. When I went to that Lions game last year to watch Jimmy get inducted to the Ring of Honor, the Lions were doing that. Now, CeeDee Lamb just went ballistic, so that he was just able to hit CeeDee Lamb that whole game, but they were moving a lot of safeties around. You go watch all 22, you'll see that. But Dak Prescott has the ability, because we've already seen it time and time again, and Dak Prescott is just like Tony Romo, does really well against the Giants defense. Like Dak Prescott does it the most against the Giants. Like him and Romo were in that Giants huddle when the call was when the call came in, because he's very dissected when it comes to that Giants defense.
Okay.
So what is it about other teams that he doesn't do?
Oh, okay. So wife asked the question.
I'm just wondering. So what is it about the other teams that he doesn't do that with?
So
if you notice,
is he just following McCarthy's lead all the time? It seems like his play is so different from game to game.
Can I answer and be Dak's advocate on this? I think the offensive line and the protections with him changing, and then the wide receivers are so young, they're not getting his checks. A lot of it is debacle. Fred Warner. Oh shit, Fred! Can you guys hear me? Fred Warner went fucking unblocked how many times? And when he changes his damn play, I don't think he trusts this offense either. This whole offense is shit. There's communication issues. Last game that they were talking about had nothing to do with the communications. It's communications with the whole goddamn team, and that's all Mike, my motherfucking Carthy, right there.
It's dummied down for Dak.
So
I gotta be honest with you, man. If you look at a lot of big losses, there seems to be one big thing that a lot of them have in common, and it's the tree that they come from. There's a lot of Shanahan trees hanging off that limb, and a lot of these big losses. Yeah. A lot of them. A lot of them.
So 21, what do you think about T's question?
Leslie.
I think Dak. Well, Dak obviously has the command, and he can change up that call. But I think and my opinion is I really think that there's a turmoil in that offense. That offense is not clicking. There's something going on where maybe Dak already lost that offense, and I'm not talking about I'm just talking about like that group. There's a disconnect. I just think there's a disconnect in that group, that offense. With the run from the running backs to the receivers, you see it. I mean, you have your receiver talking, to you crazy, and you just put your head down. Those are telltales of, there's. You can tell me, you can go in the media and tell me, oh no, I love Dak. That's my buddy. We're cool. But we all know behind closed doors, there's some going on. There's man.
I love that perspective from you, Mondo, because you look at it deeper. You look at it like as a core, like a deeper core, like a fundamental thing where you don't like work. There's people we like working with. There's like people we like doing this show with. There's this fundamental disconnect that, that's there. Like you'll try harder for somebody you respect, and for somebody you don't respect, you won't block hard enough or run a route hard enough or even listen to hard enough. Go ahead, Corner.
No, I think you're right. I think there is some tension there. I mean, if you look at the plays that Dak Prescott audibles to, we could call it out right here, right now. What is it? It's a quick slant to CeeDee Lamb. It's an out route to the running back because it's a dummied down system. CeeDee Lamb came from the Lincoln Riley Oklahoma program. He's used to scheming. He's used to design. And you have this quarterback where everything's just dummied down. And you have, with Kellen Moore, it was checkdowns, right? It was checkdowns with Kellen Moore. Now it's quick slants with Mike McCarthy. And we don't have, like, you turn on NFL Red Zone and you'll see where the quarterback throws it on the front pylon. And the wide receiver and the quarterback know when I get to that front pylon, I turn around, the ball's going to be right there. What is it with CeeDee Lamb? A jump ball in the end zone. Well, what is it with Brandon Cooks? Running across the end zone. What is it with Jake Ferguson? Over here in the flat, then he has to shake a couple of tackles and go pick up the first down. It's all dummied down hot routes. And Fred Warner, you know why he knows this playbook? We played him 3 times, and he dominated every time because nothing's changed. And he said it on his own podcast. He did a podcast, and he said the Cowboys' offense is easy to study. He said it.
Hey, do you think Dak Prescott is colorblind and just can't see red?
He's elite blind. He's elite blind.
They got red shirts on.
He's elite blind.
All right. So our last subject before we move off of this Niner game. So who is the problem in Dallas? Who? My wife said Jerry Jones. We'll start with Rue. Rue, who's the problem?
Fuck. Name it. It's really everything. Zimmer's working a scheme without the players that he needs. The coaching staff looks like a pile of shit. Dak Prescott can't get anything done on the offense. The defense is decimated by injury, and even when they were healthy, they didn't look like shit to begin with. It's a clusterfuck right now, and that's really what it's kind of turned into, and that's just crazy for me to think, just because I don't know how you could change so fast in 1 year, and it happens all the time. So I guess I really shouldn't be surprised by it. But I really expected them. I didn't expect the 12 wins. I think in the back of my mind, I knew with the losses that we suffered, with the coaching staff change and the fact that we're relying on a lot of young players. But I was just like, I feel like this offense should be good enough to carry this team. This offense should be good enough to carry this team to 10 wins, is what I was thinking in my head. But when I'm looking at this, and the offense has been so lackluster throughout the entire season. And it's just like, it's not about injury. It's about the fact that Terrence Steele is a fucking turnstile, and the fact that Zach Martin actually looks human, and my rookie center, I feel like from the middle over, it's really hasn't been terrible. Guyton's had his issues with the penalties and just kind of getting exposed from time to time, but it's kind of to be expected going from right tackle to left tackle, being drafted at the end of the first round. He's producing better than a lot of people I really thought he would, especially if you really narrow him down and really look at what he's doing. So I can't put everything onto this. I can't put everything onto the O-line, even though the O-line has definitely underperformed considering what you're looking at expectation-wise from the O-line. But you're the $60 million guy. And I hate to be that guy. I don't really want to talk about the money because it's already done. I have to live with it now. But that's really what it is. You got the $10 million. You got the $5 million bump from everybody else that was already there that got what you needed, and it's not justified. I say blow it up. I really am there because right now is when you have the leverage. Right now, I don't have a no-trade clause with Micah Parsons. I don't have a no-trade clause with Trayvon Diggs. I don't have a no-trade clause with DeMarcus Lawrence. I don't have a no-trade clause with a lot of different people on my roster. Give somebody a clean slate and tell them, hey, we're going to unload everything. Let's load up next year. I'd fire Mike McCarthy tomorrow, and I would start unloading everything. Every asset, every piece that I have, I'm unloading everything. Get rid of it all. Dump the boat over, empty the ship. Let's get this motherfucker back to shore and let's start right the fuck over. We have the core pieces that we need in certain spots for it to work. Dak Prescott with the perfect situation around him can be successful. And if I have 15 draft picks, I feel really good about what I can do in the draft with Will McClay.
All right, 21.
It starts at the top, and the obvious is Jerry. The fire the GM. Hashtag fire the GM is still going, right? So it starts at the top, and then it works its way down. And Mike McCarthy has got to go. I'm with Corner. This playbook is outdated. Uh, you know, the defensive coach, we thought we were gonna get better at defense, and it hasn't been there. Maybe Zim wasn't the guy, but it's just it all starts with coaching, and I think it's Mike McCarthy. It's time for him to go. We got to bring in one of these coaches that's gonna bring in some something different, right? These young coaches, man. It's just to me it's Mike. It's Mike, man. Let him go, shake it up. I'm with Ruin in kind of in somewhat of a let's get some pieces out. Let's get some people out of here and get some picks. Right now to me, Trayvon is this dude don't want to tackle. He wants to pull shirts.
Yeah, he want to fight with reporters.
Yeah, he want to fight with reporters.
No, I'm not gonna say that. Just because he made the tackle on Debo at the goal line, like
you can't kill Trayvon that bad.
I can't kill Trayvon on that. That was more on Wilson to me.
Making those fucking tackles.
Yeah,
they're fucking ass.
It's just
that's just me.
Yeah,
I'm just saying. Like, and the only reason I'm even talking about giving up Trayvon, at the end of the day, you're at the end of the contract. The man's on my fucking wall. Like, I love Trayvon, but if I can get a solid second, maybe even second and a third, some stupid shit like that for a top tier corner, let me get it. Let me get rid of D-Law for a fourth or a fifth round pick. I can live with that. Let me get rid of Micah Parsons for 2 firsts, for a first and a second. I'm in on that.
I don't know with these Cowboys. You already know they don't know how to work that. They're gonna ask for fifth and sixth rounders. We saw what happened with Damari, right? So,
and that's the problem. And you're right. That's exactly the problem. I gotta live with the fact that I got a decrepit old man that don't know where he's at half the time running my organization. It is what it is. I have to live with it. And I don't know if his son is any better.
It's all that fucking salt on his sausage McMuffin. That's what it is.
All right, Cowboy Corner.
Yeah, absolutely. This will be our last topic, and I got to run. Thanks for having me. Okay. It's Jerry Jones. It's Stephen Jones. It's Will McClay. It's the top. Will McClay, you look at the free agents they brought in: Nolan Carroll, Dontarian Poe, Ryan Knoll, the running back from Chicago. You look at the free agent. I don't trust them to even sign free agent players because Will McClay has a horrible track record at getting free agents in here. When you look at drafting, they've been missing on a lot of players in the draft.
Last year, Kneeling was good. We'll keep on, bro.
We can pull up the FriscoReport.com, Mikey. Whenever we get off air, call me and we'll go over all of it. And you're going to come on this show next week.
I'll go on to your Frisco report because y'all be safe. Put guard in that.
Can't show. It's been like that for 5 years. Get over it. So, and then on top of that, you got Stephen Jones buying into we like our guys, and Jerry Jones doesn't know how to run an organization. Listen to Brian Broaddus when he speaks. When they're in that draft room, they have to compare a player that Jerry knows in order to sell Jerry on a player. And that's the general manager that's signing players. Well, I could talk about Dak till the cows come home. I could talk about Terrence Steele when the cows come home. But at the end of the day, when Jerry Jones does not know how to evaluate a player and you have to compare a player to someone Jerry knows, that's all you need to know. Thanks, guys, for having me.
All right. Thanks, Mike. Appreciate you, brother. All right, Mikey, who is the problem?
Well, it's obvious that it's Jerry. Obviously, the dynamics of the stronghold that Jerry has and the delusion that he's actually great at what he does. That's the fundamental. That's the fundamental problem in every way because shit rolls downhill and it's rolled downhill into the people he's hired. Mike McCarthy, and that's number one. The problem overall with the Cowboys, the problem with this season, Chris, because obviously it's Jerry. With this season, it's Mike McCarthy. What's the latter? Schottenheimer? Same archaic ass offense. Are we gonna regress or progress the way uh the way 21 was saying? But it's just another word somebody else said, our culture, and that's what Rue said. It's gone so bad, and even the looks, even the media looks, the outside stories about the fish bowls that these guys exist in the zoo, and just the overall arrogance of our program has trickled down, and it's finally the pressure cooker has popped. It has. Losing for the fourth time against our biggest rival. Remember what I used to say? There's not a rivalry between a hammer and a nail. We're feeling like a nail to these motherfuckers now, man. And I know it's only 2 games over our head to head, but they're so recent that our kids don't know shit about this. Our kids had to look it on fucking YouTube or on VHS to see when this shit was actually a rivalry. But it's coming from the top. For now, our biggest problem is our offensive play calling. Period. End of story. Our offensive play calling is crap. There's no consistency. There's no Snickers, no nuts to grab a hold of this offense and take it forward for what we got. I understand Rue, and I understand going to the future. There's another side of me that doesn't want to piss this season away. Does not. And our problem is our lack of moves. What are the Chiefs doing? What are the Bills doing? What are the Ravens doing? These are teams that are trying to fucking win, and they're winning. While they're winning, they're still trying to fucking win. We're drowning. And we're like, no, we don't need that life preserver. No, we don't need rescue. No, don't call 911. We can swim while we have this fucking leaded weight jacket on us. And that's just our arrogance. Our biggest problem in this is the star. The star has us more arrogant than anything.
All right. Any final thoughts on this game before we move on to Atlanta? Rue, you got any final thoughts on this game?
We're on to Atlanta.
21. Any final thoughts on this game? All right, Mikey, any final thoughts? All right. My final thoughts is my wife bought me some tickets to the game. It was really awesome. It's good to see 21. those are my final thoughts.
No, like Ruth said, it would have been awesome if you would have saw the greatest comeback ever.
That would have been great. That would have been great. That would have been really nice.
So on to ATL. All right, I got a question for everybody, and this is just an in general question. Okay, I know we're on to the ATL. Where do you see the next Cowboys victory coming? Because in the preseason, when we going over the record, oh yeah, we got these dirty birds. But you know what the dirty birds got? They got a decent offensive line. They got a real good running back. They got a real good tight end. They got a decent to good quarterback. They got a young defense. They got a young defense, and they got an opportunity to win that South. So my question in general, let's start with 21. 21, where do you see the next Cowboys victory? And do you see it this weekend?
I don't see it this weekend, big fella. I think the Atlanta, they have a solid squad. They got a good running back. We know we can't stop the run. I see it at home, though. I do see it at home. I think at home we get back and we beat these hated Eagles. But in Atlanta, it's going to be tough. Another away game. You know, I think we're still, you know, if by that time we figure out our running game, maybe something will click there. But you know, I don't know as far as defense. I mean, is Micah coming back? Is Black? I mean, we thought he was gonna. I thought he was gonna come back for this game, but apparently not. Right? So you know, I'm hoping.
He
You
had
know,
a podcast to do. He couldn't make it to San Francisco.
right? I'm
Better
surprised.
than being tired.
I'm surprised he didn't have one of those Niner guys on there.
Yeah,
Fred
Fred
Warner or
Warner
somebody.
or Kittle. Hey, Kittle, how do you run past
Oh
our
my-
defense so easily? Anyway,
My guys are just hurt. You guys are just hurt.
Rude.
Fuck, I hate this for you guys. You guys are just hurt.
Wait a minute.
Fuck.
Wait a minute. You can't say us hurt. We didn't disappear for 3 weeks after the season. Okay,
That's a true story.
that wasn't us.
That's
So-
a true story.
I had a binge, okay?
Uh-huh.
I was on a sorrow binge.
Anyway, Rue, where do you see the next win coming, man, before we really get into this ATL game?
Realistically, the Giants. 5 weeks
Wow.
from now.
Wow.
That's my next win. They might string 3 together though, because Giants, Bengals, Panthers, maybe all 3 you get, but then they'll lose out. I don't see much else.
Okay. Mikey, where do you see the next win coming?
Sunday.
Sunday.
The NFL is a strange lady. It's funny like that. It's weird like that. The Browns just beat fucking what looked like the most dominant team, and we own Kirk Cousins for some reason. For some reason, he just can't beat us. And those kind of things, those kind of trends are psychological. Just like fucking the Niners have our psychologicals ass, like Fred Warner owns Dak Prescott. We own Kirk Cousins for some reason. So the NFL is a strange lady. I'm not saying we're gonna do a dominate performance, but and then in Atlanta, which is gonna be blue, it's Atlanta is a big Dallas Cowboy. It's a big Dallas Cowboy town. I don't know if you ever seen it. There's all kinds of Atlanta Cowboy clubs, but like I said, the NFL is a strange lady, and it's as soon as this week. And same thing with Philly. It's just the separation between us and Philly is maybe a lot on paper, but again, Dak Prescott owns them. I can't look past on that history and act like it didn't happen. Yeah. So, like psychologically, I think we own Kirk Cousins, and it could be a Sunday. I'll put it that we will do it on Sunday.
Okay, so all right. Now let's get into these dirty birds. Okay. The key to the win over the dirty birds, man, to me, is because everybody has the blueprint of the Cowboys. Run the ball, crossing routes, and you got them. So this is maybe a big game for the former Texas Longhorn Bijan. And we'll start with the resident Texas Longhorn on our show. Man, how do we stop Bijan and that Atlanta Falcons offense?
He's from Tucson first. Remember that.
If Isaac Garendo can come in there and do what he did against us just this last week, Bijan, by all measure, should be able to handle his way through this defense. I don't see how you're going to stop him. You're gonna have to keep him from bouncing outside. You're gonna have to keep him from getting that seam and getting outside and getting going, because there's a good chance that that's what he's gonna do. And obviously, he's dangerous out of the backfield catching the ball as well. So there is not much that Bijan Robinson can't do. But at the end of the day, this roster needs to be able to put up points. That's the only way I see us putting any kind of pressure on them to actually win this game. You got to put up the points, because if they can't put up the points, their defense is not going to be able to control the clock and help them out and bail them out like they have been in years past. And there's no evidence to support that anything other than that's going to be happening this weekend.
All right, 21. What do you think, man, about this game in Atlanta?
It's gonna be tough. It's gonna be tough. This we saw what Kirk Cousins is doing. He's got an offense. Bijan is having he's having a hell of a year this year. I don't know their defense. I don't really know their defense, but I know they got Drake London. They got some solid players, right? Their defense.
I mean, they've got Drake London, Kyle Pitts has been coming together. They've got Bijan Robinson. Darnell Mooney has been a man possessed for them all year long.
Mooney's
He's
a
been
beast.
great.
So
Mooney's been great for them. They have an offense.
Yeah.
Like Kirk Cousins is no slouch, and they do have an offense. Like they put the right pieces around him where he's been successful this year. And they have their flaws on defense.
Dirty Birds a lot this year.
They have their flaws on defense for sure.
Yeah, and 21, they got your man from Las Vegas, Judon, and you took the picture with.
They got Matthew Judon, bro.
He hasn't done a damn thing.
But hey, what have our defensive ends done?
Not a damn thing.
Hey, they're on the injury list, man. Two of them are playing on the Commanders.
Hey,
I mean, we are.
Hey, the Mikey, but think about it like this: you say he ain't done a damn thing. I say, but he's playing against Terrence Steele, so he's gonna do a lot.
Terrence Aluminum.
He's back to Terrence Aluminum.
Come on,
well,
man. Terrence Kindling.
Right.
He ain't even an alloy anymore.
It is what it is. His last name, he ain't blocked nobody. So when Matthew Judon, he is a professional defensive end with sacks. 8 to 10 sacks every year. I think there's somebody you're gonna have to pay attention to. And that's another thing, man, that drives me crazy because I was even watching the game last night, and you leave elite defensive ends one-on-one with tackles, and you got a weak tackle. That makes no sense to me. Okay, and even Mike McCarthy, he does it all the time too. We know Terrence Steele and Tyler Guyton is not at their best right now, and you leave them one-on-one in crucial situations. It's just that's the part of the coaching that drives me crazy. I'm an offensive guy. If we got a weak link somewhere, man, you got to get that weak link help. Chip and do something, man. They don't even run chips on them, and it just drives me absolutely batty. Now the last time we played in Atlanta was that the
that was the onside kick.
Yeah, that was the onside kick, right?
No, the kick was at home. The one we whooped their ass was the Trayvon Diggs got like 2 interceptions and he kept his streak going on. We whooped their ass by like 50 or something. We pulled our guys by the fourth quarter.
Yeah. So man, really honestly, I'm more worried about Kirk Cousins in this game and him catching fire, because when he is on a roll, and they got damn good receivers, bro. Their receivers are a lot better than the Niner receivers at this point. Okay, and the Atlanta's offense actually got a real good scheme. They put up points. So with our no-name defense and our limping corners, and all of a sudden, Rue, can you explain this to me? And then we'll move on to picks. Explain this to me, Rue. How did our best part of our defense, our secondary, become all of a sudden one of the biggest deficiencies on our defense? Was it just because of the pass rush?
We can't create pressure. We can't create pressure whatsoever. We're down to our 5th and 6th and 7th string defensive ends. I mean, no Sam, no Micah, no D-Law, no Marshawn Nealon. That's 4.
No more Lawrence Armstrong, no Fowler.
Well, they were already gone.
So but that was a part of what.
I'm still not counting them. That's 4 that we have. Those were our starters. Those were our starting 4, and they're all gone. All those other guys were already gone. I was never going to get them anyway, so it doesn't even matter. Those were my 4, and they're all gone. So I'm down to my 5th, 6th, and 7th. And when you don't create pressure, and these guys have to chase these guys around. I mean, think about how long some of these plays get to develop. Think about how long they're able to just stretch these plays out, give the opponent's quarterback time, and they're able to make these plays all the way downfield. It's what you're looking at when you can't create that pass rush. And the fact is, the only reason I'm kind of, it's funny, Chris, you called a lot of this shit a long time ago, like the trade for Micah Parsons and like all this stuff. And at the time, in my mind, I was like, no fucking way. I can't give up a generational talent like Micah Parsons. But if I gave up everything in a draft where all those needs could be met and maybe even get better, how can you not? You've already secured your quarterback. Like, Dak Prescott is going to be the quarterback for this team no matter what. Like it, hate it, love it, don't matter. He's here. This is what it's going to be.
Yep.
So why not do what we did basically in 2016? You shore up the trenches, you double in draft picks, and you fill the pieces. I don't see how you couldn't benefit from it. Honestly, you all these guys are aging anyway. This was the last year we were going to see DeMarcus Lawrence on this roster. At least in my head. Before this season started, in my head, this was the last year he was going to be here. Because it was time for Nealon or Williams or whoever to step up. But obviously everybody got hurt. So it's just like shit, man.
Yeah. All right, 21, man. How did the secondary become one of the worst parts of our defense, bro?
It's the same thing we've been saying every week, and the same thing Brew just said is we don't have no pressure. We can't pressure these quarterbacks. And that's what scared me about these Dirty Birds is we can't pressure Kirk Cousins. Kirk Cousins is gonna do what he does, and he's gonna look good. We get Micah back, but how healthy is that ankle gonna be, right? So it's just no pressure. It's just things are working for them. If you don't imagine Dak not having no pressure the whole game, he gonna be doing what he want to do.
Yeah.
And so we don't have pressure. These guys aren't forcing these quarterbacks, and the secondary really struggling.
Oh man, yeah. It's just I just felt like, man, the whole game. I know I'm going back to the Niners game, and it just felt like the whole game we just had nobody wanted to play. It just what how I felt, but anyway. So all right. so we got these Dirty Birds. It's an early kick too. So everybody better get started. Hey, it's 10 o'clock here in California when they kick off, so it's gonna be a little unusual. I got to get my butt up and
man, I low key
gonna be on.
I low key love that schedule, man. I love that schedule because even during prime time, it's still daylight when the game's over for y'all.
Yeah, because when we got to the stadium, when we get there, 21 about 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, about 1 o'clock, and we had a nice long tailgate. Yeah, it was awesome. So, well, 10 o'clock in the morning, but yeah, if they don't come on here, I got to find somewhere to watch it. So, that's it. So, all right, man, let's get to last week's picks, man, and we'll end up on the show. Last week, man, of course, the big fella's always going to take the lead. 11-5. Kuiper also went 11-5. Rue missed it by one. It was just one pick that he picked different than us. But he did pick. He picked the Niners. Okay, Kuiper picked the Niners. Me, Mikey, and 21 chose the Cowboys, but we got 21 a coaching lesson on picking these games because he is getting smoked. So also, all right, man, who's on buys this week? It's gonna be Pittsburgh and San Francisco on the buys this week. I don't know if Mikey's coming back or not, or I'm sure he may be in some issues up here. So we don't know if he's coming back or not to make these picks. So we'll see. All right. So Thursday night game, of course, since I won the week, I will go first so I don't have to piggyback off nobody else's picks. So we got Houston's at the Jets. The Jets don't want to play anymore. The GM didn't work out. His trade didn't work out. Give me the Texans. 21. Who you want? Well, no, we'll go Roof first. We'll go Roof first.
You know, this just feels like a weird spot because I'm like, is this going to be the game that I don't pick the Jets and they just like get it together with Adams and Wilson and they just have this like epic ass game against Houston, who's kind of been up and down, but they just keep winning games until proven otherwise. Giving me the Texans.
All right, 21. Who you got?
And I'm with you, bro. I'm thinking this is the week. This is the week Rodgers and them have a breakthrough and they get it going. Give me the Jets.
All right. We got New England Patriots versus those Tennessee Titans. I am going to the Pats off of a big win. Let's see. Like Rue always say, Will Levis can't do shit. Give me the Pats. Rue, who you got?
I'd like it better if the Pats were at home, and I don't think Drake May is playing. I think it's going to be Jacoby Brissett. I can't pick the Titans in any spot. Give me the Patriots.
All right, 21. Who you got?
Give me the Patriots.
Patriots. All right. We got those Los Angeles Chargers versus those Cleveland Browns. The Chargers off of was it a 1-point win? Last week, or was it a 1-point loss? Who did they lose to? Oh, I forget. Anyway, Cleveland off the big win over the Ravens, man. Our man, Jameis Crab Leg Winston throwing the ball deep, man. Hey, he said, I'm gonna throw this damn ball downfield. I don't give a damn what you say. So since Crab Legs is in, give me the Brownies for the win. Rue, who you got?
So the Browns are system this week. They go on bye next week. If they can get this win going into the bye, they go in with some real momentum. But I trust the Chargers a little bit more in this spot. And they are at home, right? Is it in Cleveland or is it in LA?
Cleveland's at home.
Cleveland's at home. This feels like such a pick 'em for me, but I'm going Chargers.
All right. Armando.
I like Jameis Winston, man. He's a likable dude. He's a funny dude, man. Jameis Winston is a funny dude, man. So I'm rolling with Cleveland. Man.
All right. Jacksonville at Philadelphia. I don't trust Jacksonville at all. Give me the Eagles.
Brian Thomas Jr.'s out. That leaves them very limited on weapons. I don't even know if ETN's coming back, if they're still on Bigsby, but give me the damn Eagles.
All right, 21.
I just need them to lose, so I'm taking Jacksonville. Fuck it.
All right, we got the Broncos versus those Ravens. Broncos off a win, the Ravens off a loss. They're in Baltimore. Give me the Ravens.
I don't see them losing back-to-back. Give me the Ravens.
21.
Yeah, give me the Ravens. They got to bounce back.
All right. We got those Miami Dolphins. Oh, they the one had the 1-point loss against Buffalo. Buffalo went up to Seattle. One of the games that I missed. I had the Seattle Seahawks beating them, but the Buffalo destroyed them. Miami still doesn't have a quarterback, so that's an automatic loss. Give me Buffalo.
Buffalo for the dub here. They've beaten Miami handedly, I think, in their last 16 matchups or something stupid number. They own them. Give me Buffalo.
All right, Buffalo.
I'll take Buffalo.
Got Buffalo also. Okay, another quarterbackless team versus another quarterbackless team. This is one of those games, man, that I really don't know. Give me the Panthers at home. I'll take the Panthers at home.
Oh, when the Saints go marching in.
All right, 21. Who you got?
Yeah, I'm rolling with the Saints.
All right. Las Vegas versus Cincy, man. At one point, man, this would have been a good game. Vegas actually did it, like Rue said, gave the Chiefs a hard time. Only lost by 7, but Cincinnati did not show up against these Eagles. But I think Cincy is better than the Raiders, so I'm gonna take Cincy.
So the Raiders are system this week going into the bye. Is there enough here, man? Like, there's just not a lot, and feel good about them covering the number, but give me the Bengals to win.
Okay, 21.
Shit, man. I think the Raiders got some momentum going with that almost win, right? Because they got some going. I'm rolling with the Raiders on this one.
All right. Big NFC East matchup, man. The Washington Commanders off of the Hail Mary miracle win that 21 almost pulled it because he picked the Bears, and the Bears decided they don't want to play defense the last play of the game. Versus the Giants, who got their ass mollywopped. But the Giants are at home. It's a division game. I'm actually going to pick the Giants. Rue.
Giants get booed at home. Give me the Commanders.
21.
I'm taking the Giants because I need the commies to take a nail this week.
All right. Chi-Town out the debacle versus the Commanders and the Arizona Cardinals with that 1-point win. The Cardinals are at home. I actually want the Bears on this game. Rue, who you got?
This one's tough for me. I trust the Bears defense a little more, so I'm taking the Bears right now. Going Bears. By Sunday, man, these picks could be very different, but I'm telling you right now, today, give me the Bears.
All right, 21. Who you got?
I'm rolling with the Bears.
All right, the Bears. The Detroit Lions. Oh, this is a good what Berman used to say, the North Division matchup. The Lions, after blowing out whoever the hell they were playing, it wasn't pretty at all. And the Pack is at home. This is gonna be a good game, man. It's hard for me to pick against Detroit right now. So give me the Pack. Rue, who you got?
Packers are another system play. They go into bye next week as well. Fuck all the noise, man. Give me the Lions. They're the best team in the NFL right now. I like them more than anyone right now. I don't think they're losing to the Packers, but get the Packers on a sneaky cover. They are system. They'll probably play it close, and Love's a little banged up, but give me the Lions.
All right, 21.
Yeah, I think this is a rivalry game too, right?
Yeah.
This is
Huge.
Division
game. So yeah, I'm taking the Detroit.
Taking Detroit. All right, the Los Angeles Rams versus those Sea Chickens who got their ass smashed at home. They're playing at home again against the Rams. Puka Nacua and Cooper Kupp look really good, man. Last week, man. So I don't know which Sea Chickens is gonna show up, man. So give me the Rams.
This is the last system game of the week, Seahawks, and they got embarrassed last week. And it's hard for me not to pick a team that got embarrassed the week before because they got their shit pushed in. It was bad. But the Rams look like they're catching fire, and I can't go against them, especially now that it looks like they're getting healthy. But again, like Seahawks for the cover, but give me the Rams.
All right, 21.
I'll take the Seahawks at home on this one.
All right. Sunday night football, the Indianapolis Colts versus those Vikings. Vikings lost a tough one, man. So let me get the Queens at home. Rue.
Gotta go Vikings. They've already lost 2 in a row. If they lose 3, they're looking like a pumpkin at this point.
Okay. 21.
Richard just got benched. Joe Flacco.
Ooh,
I'm
yeah,
taking
that's
Indy.
right. That I like that.
Yeah,
I
I'm
like
taking
that a
Indy.
lot.
You said Indy 21.
Yeah.
Okay. Hey,
I really like that.
that
I
I can't even
really
be
like
mad at
that.
the pick. I can't be mad at that pick either. All right. Monday Night Football. Tampa Bay actually played well without their receivers. I was shocked, man. They lost the game, but they played well. But they're at home versus those Dallas Texans and the referees. They're so give me the Chiefs all day, and the refs will add 4 points to that score. So give me the Chiefs.
Gotta go Chiefs, man. I don't know if Tampa Bay's gonna be able to do what they did last week against this defense with the weapons that they have right now.
All right, 21. Who you got?
Until they lose one, I'm taking the Chiefs.
All right. So at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 12 noon Central Dallas, Texas time, and 10 a.m. in California, it's your Dallas Cowboys versus those ATL Dirty Birds down there in Mercedes-Benz Stadium. So ain't nobody in Atlanta driving Mercedes-Benz. They drive Ford and Chevy trucks. Anyway, so man, this one, man, right now the confidence of me and our head coach and our system and our defense right now is at an all-time low for me. I just think that the Falcons are playing better. The Falcons are at home, and the Cowboys are the most inconsistent team in the NFL at this point, and it's very fucking frustrating. Very fucking frustrating. I got the Falcons 28-13. Rue.
I'm gonna go Falcons. I'm gonna go 28-20.
All right. 21.
27-10 Cowboys.
All right. 27-10 Cowboys. All right, man. So hey, we get to I forgot this, man, and I should have did this when we got through finishing the Niner comment. My Cowboy moment of that game was Dak Prescott's second turnover in the third quarter. I think it changed the game. The game went south from there, and the Cowboys never recovered. So that was the Cowboy moment for me. Rue, you got a moment?
Since if we're gonna give it something positive, just to put something positive on it, I'd give it to. I guess you have to give it to CD, right?
Yeah.
CD for the couple of tubs. That'd be a Cowboy up moment. Outside of him, I feel like Overshown definitely had some moments in that game. And you know what? Zeke got an 11-yard carry after 92 attempts. He got an 11-yard carry. So there's your Cowboy up moment, Zeke.
All right, 21. Your Cowboy up moment.
It's my Cowboy up moment is CD getting those two tutties, man. That's big for our receiver. You know, I guess get some good, some good momentum going into this next game. So those two tutties for our number one receiver. It's a Cowboy up moment.
All right. Well, that's the end of the show, man. Everybody, man, that was watching, man, shout out to everybody. Shout out to Boots on the Ground, man. Had a good time with Boots this weekend. Also, we had some new folks in here commenting. I don't think John Center's new. Was that Tyrone Coleman? He was in there. Appreciate you, bro.
Yeah.
Coming in. Charles Owens, appreciate you, man, coming in. Let's see who else, man, because they were the main people. R. Barron, he's always in there. Petty Grimes was in here. But yeah, man, we appreciate you, man. We also would like to say apologize for the technical difficulties today.
I'm sorry, man. I don't know what the hell happened.
Crew is me too. So also shout out to Mikey 520. Don't know what happened. He bailed. Also shout out to Cowboy Corner for joining us, man, and helping us out. But like we always say, all right, Dallas Cowboys for life.
Puro pinches Cowboys, y'all, for life.
Peace.
Yeah, let me give a big shout out to St. Louis Joe, bro, in the building. Always WWE Ivan Sosa in the building.
You see him?
The loyalist. We got Cowboy Beat in the building.
The great Cowboy Beat.
Yeah, what's up, Sulema? Big shout out, man. Big shout out to y'all. Appreciate y'all joining. We only growing, guys. We only growing. It's gonna get bigger. I'm excited.
Hey, did you see he got retrofit right in the introduction?
I did it.
Hey, man. Hey,
videos, dancing.
Hold on, player. Sometimes I screw up, player. Hey, man.
Players fuck up.
Hey, yeah, players fuck up. Yeah. First day of pads. Say, man, we all played, man. It's just something about that first day. Ain't nothing like it. It is nothing like it, man. Because now to me,
tomorrow tells the truth. Today was the first, but tomorrow tells the truth. This will tell you I'm sick of this shit, man. I'm sick of this shit, man. I know we all co-hosts, but I like to have a little quick monologue before we get into a subject. Your ass always got to spread shit and eating wings and
motherfucker sprinting.
Calm down.
Calm
down, Mikey.
Calm
down, Mikey.
What you sprinting right now?
Yeah, we got a long show. We can go as long as you want to, man. So 21, what you got for Brock today, man?
Pleasure to meet you, Brock. I appreciate the love on TikTok, man. Shout out to Brock, man. Welcome to the show. Hey, I got the hard hitting questions, so I got the controversial.
You're to come out with that Waterburger in and out one, right?
We kind of light, but big fella, I gotta hit him with Walter Cronkite stuff here.
Okay.
Drake or Kendrick?
See, okay, I'm gonna be honest with you. I have never really grew up liking Kendrick like that, right? I've always been a big Drake fan, so I'm gonna say Drake, but not like us. Like I was telling Terrence the other day, because Terrence is a huge Kendrick fan. I was like, not like us has me feel like a certain way, because I'm like sitting there like vibing in that song, but it's like this is Drake, and I'm a Drake fan over Kendrick any day. So that's not the only Kendrick song I like. Yeah.
And remember, subscribe. Don't forget to like. Don't forget to like. If you love us, tell your friends about us. Like.